So hi, all of you. Welcome to Quant Masters. I'm Himanshu Sharma, and along with us we have our pride, Vamsi, who is from Reva University. Today got selected in GenC Next, Cognizant GenC Next, with a package of 6.75 LPM. Okay, so on the outset, Vamsi, heartily congratulations to you on getting selected in GenC Next.
Thank you, sir.
So how's the feeling?
It's great.
Okay. So if you people observe, no, though he has got into Gen Z next with such a good package, the way he is calm and composed is one thing which I have observed, and even we can learn something. Even you get selected in the best of the best companies. Being calm and composed is one superpower. Okay, so good, Vamsi. So today, that is the date today is 9th of September 2021. You got your results. Okay. And before this, also, I think, if I'm not wrong, you were selected in another company.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So which company is that?
Hanu Software Solutions.
Okay. And that also was on campus, and this is also on campus, or both were off
Yes,
campus?
sir. Both were on campus.
Both were on campus itself. Super. Okay. So now we will start off with Gen Z next interview experience, Vamsi. So this experience is taken, there are
Okay.
many students on YouTube who are like, sir, we do not know how to prepare for Gen Z next. So can you please guide us? So instead of me guiding them, okay, it'll be better if people who are placed guide them. So this video is made to help them during the preparation, and your points will also matter a lot, and your journey will also inspire a lot of people. So that is the main reasons why we are taking this video.
Okay. Okay.
So Vamsi, can you please give a brief, like, which was the first round, second round, third round? First, we'll talk about the outer skeleton, and then we'll talk about each rounds.
Okay. Sure. So it was an on-campus placement. Cognizant has visited our college. We were to register in Superset platform, from which 270 people were shortlisted for the first round. So for writing the first round itself, there is a shortlisting based on resume. So you should be sure, you should make sure that you have added all the relevant skills in your resume. And there was also this time Cognizant has announced uh, they have a new thing called roles. Like GenC Next, we have different profiles. We can select any one profile. With that profile, you need to have a prior experience working in that profile so that you can get shortlisted with it in the resume round. After this resume screening test, we had a skill-based assessment, which consists of questions on programming and HTML, CSS, and also SQL. After this, we had a technical interview of 1 hour, approximately 1 hour. Then we had a HR interview. Then results were announced.
Okay. So you mentioned that initially you had resume screening test.
Yes, sir.
So, but before the resume screening test, was there any eligibility criteria, like, 65% cutoff, 70% cutoff?
It was there. 6 GPA, and I think all the branches were eligible, but having more than 6 GPA. I think 1 year year gap is eligible. That's all about the eligibility criteria. Nothing else.
Okay, so one point to be noted is 6 CGPA is the minimum criteria, and any branch can apply. Even if you are from civil, mechanical, also you are eligible to apply for Gen C next. Okay, so this is one good point for other department people. And also, Vamsi, you mentioned that 1 year gap. So there are many students who are confused. What is this 1 year gap, sir? So do you have any idea about it?
It is the gap between in your graduation or after your PUC or +2 +12. You can have a maximum of 1 year gap. That is allowed. That in the sense, if you drop out for an year after your +2 or in your BTech or graduation, up to 1 year it is fine. I think more than 1 year you can't apply.
Okay. So after 12th standard, if you have a year gap of 1 year,
It's fine.
or in
1 year is
engineering,
fine.
instead of 4 years, if you do it for 5 years, also then you are eligible.
5 years also eligible, sir. Yeah.
Right. What about 10th standard? I take a break.
10th standard, sir.
Yeah. After 10th, I take a break of 1 year and then do my +1.
1 year is fine anytime, but I
Yeah,
don't know exactly about that.
Yeah, 1 year is fine. Anytime down the line, 1 year is fine. Unless, see, when they mention that 1 year gap, which means it can be any, even between first standard and second standard. If I take 1 year gap, even that is counted.
I don't think so, sir. Only in the graduation and
Yeah.
they take that.
So 10th standard, I think this 1 year gap, if I'm not wrong. See, because in primary school and all, if there is a 1 year gap, nobody will get to know about it. Nobody will get to know. In 10th standard, I finish my 10th standard. Suppose, okay, now it is 2021. I finished my 10th standard. So they're expecting me to complete my 12th standard in 2023. But if I complete in 2024, I think that is when they'll get to know that there's 1 year gap.
Yeah.
Correct?
Exactly.
So I think it is counted from 10th standard.
Yes. As we have all the certifications from the 10th standard, from 10th standard it is counted.
It is counted, right? Okay. So this, I think, is clarified to all of you. So first standard, second standard, even if you have a gap over there, it does not count. After 10, you shouldn't be having a gap. If you have a gap, maximum 1 year gap. So one is eligibility, 6 CGPA, all branches available, eligible. And one more thing is 1 year gap is allowed. Okay, now tell me, do you have any idea about how this resume reviewing is happening, screening is happening?
Sir, the Superset platform, what we have, will ask you for all the skills you have, and they will also ask you for the certification to tell that you are skilled in that. So you can give whatever skills you have based on that skills and your profile. So there were different profiles. My profile was advanced Java developer. So there are other profiles like Google Cloud Engineer, AWS Engineer, Data Science Engineer, and Full Stack Java Developer also. Based on your role, if you are having certain certifications, it will be added bonus. Other than that, if you have a regular certifications also, it might be considered.
Which means what if I have a certificate, my chance of getting screened in will be more. What if I do not have a certificate?
You can add it into your skill. That's a skill. If there will be a skill section, but you should detailedly specify how you have the skill. Did you do any project regarding to that? So that should be
one main thing which I'm observing, Vamsi, is students, not only with respect to academics, you should also enroll for a lot of certification courses.
Yes, sir. Not only certification, projects is also fine. They will consider
projects. Okay. So if I do not have the skills, if I do not have the certification, will there be another column where I need to choose project on which technology?
No, sir. Everything should be filled, sir. So like projects should be filled and skills should be filled. Everything will be filled. So your profile should be complete in that. So then they'll take. So to be honest, I didn't have any certification regarding to the skill I had, but I had projects. I had many projects regarding that.
Many projects you have done. No, yeah. I'm worried about students who are like, skill they'll mention. Okay. Now, if you ask my skill, I'm from EC department. I have basics of C programming, or I have Python programming. This is one. I do not have any certification and I have not done any project yet. Right now, I'm in my 7th sem. Project we do it in 8th sem. Now tell me, how do these type of students go about?
So they should try out with some mini project. That is the best opportunity what you can. Certifications in the sense, any certification is fine. You can go to HackerRank and solve the C programming basic problems. You can get that certificate and upload it. That is not a problem. What they will be looking for is the top 300 people. I have contacted other colleges also. Top 300, 250 to 300 people they take from every college in the resume training.
So one thing which they're observing in resume is particular skills they are in need of.
Yeah.
Right. So even if you don't have certification, but you mention that skills.
Yeah.
That is more than, even if you do not have project, it is fine. That skills that you mention is what they are looking at.
Yes.
And so very important to have as many skills as possible, because you never know which company focuses on which skill.
Yeah.
Right, Vamsi? Okay. So how many people applied for Cognizant in your college?
500 plus students applied.
500 plus students applied. In that 500 plus students, how many got screened in?
270 people got screened.
270. So out of 500 plus 270 means approximately only 50%, 40 to 50%.
We're only eligible for the test.
And before we continue, Vamsi, may I know which department were you from?
I'm from computer science department.
Computer science department. And so, okay. So first round screening of resume happened. Second round, which was that?
Second round is a skill-based assessment.
Okay. And how many people cleared that? Do you have any idea?
Skill-based assessment, they have, after completion of the skill-based assessment, we had two paths where 30 people got selected for GenC Next interviews, 100 people got selected for GenC Elevate interviews.
Which means out of 250, we had 130. And in this 130, 30 people went to GenC Next and 100 people went to Elevate. Okay, which means only 30 people got into GenC Next out of 250. So that is only 10%.
Yes.
And 40% people got into Elevate, which means, again, if I'm not wrong, everywhere if I see the pattern is 50-50%. First round screening, 50% people selected. Second round skill-based, again 50% people were selected. Now, again, after that, it's 50%. Now, I'm guessing, okay, so 30 people. So after this, 15 people got selected.
Yes, sir. Exactly 15 people got selected for GenC.
Seriously? Yes, so they are maintaining this 50-50 percentage. Okay. Okay. So 30 people entered GenC Next and they had the technical round.
Yes.
And in that technical round, 15 people got selected.
15 people got selected for Next. For remaining 7 people got selected for Elevate. So once you give technical interview for GenC Next, you will be eligible for GenC Elevate also. If your performance is average, they will give you GenC Elevate also. Okay.
Understood. So I'm going for GenC Next. I clear. I'll go to, I clear technical round of GenC Next. I'll go to the HR round.
You'll go to the HR round. HR round is common for Next and Elevate.
Okay.
Basically, everyone who goes to the HR round are qualified or getting a job in Next or Elevate, anything.
No rejection in HR round.
There is no rejection in HR round. It was a basic document verification and asked about few questions regarding foreign languages and passports.
So if I don't perform well in GenC Next interview, I'll be given another opportunity in GenC Elevate interview. And again, if I don't perform well in that, I'll be removed.
No, sir. There won't be any GenC Elevate interview directly from the GenC Next interview itself. Based on if your performance is average, they'll be directly given to the Elevate. But if your performance is poor, you won't be getting any of them.
Okay, understood. So technical round, perform really good, GenC Next profile. Perform average, GenC Elevate profile.
Yes.
Do not perform well, you're out.
Yes. So out of 30 people, only 25 people got selected in this thing, either in Elevate or GenC Next. 5 people were
rejected completely.
Rejected completely.
Oh, okay, okay. And in this 25, 15 plus 10 was the split.
Sir?
25 people who cleared, 15 people were in GenC Next and the remaining 10
remaining 10 were in Elevate.
Okay. Understood. So this is quite good actually. I mean, people who perform really well get GenC Next, who perform average at least get Elevate instead of getting rejected.
Elevate.
Yes. Okay. So fine, understood this process. So we'll go ahead. So first round that you mentioned, first round was the screening, which we discussed about. So after you cleared the screening round, please tell me about the skill-based assessment which happened.
So skill-based assessment has 5 sections. In the first section was basics of programming, concepts about Java and all we had, basic programming questions, what we have in other exams also. The second section was mainly focused on SQL and web technology basics like HTML, CSS, they were focused. All were MCQs. First section had around 15 questions. Second section has around 10 questions. Remaining 3 sections were coding rounds. So in the coding round, in the third section, the codes were mostly on dynamic programming. I have solved one program. It was on knapsack problem. 70% of the test cases for me in that program was passed. One thing you should remember with that is we can't debug any statements in the compiler. The compiler, what they give, only returns the value. Only the value which is returned, that will be printed, not any printed. So you can't debug the code anywhere. So I was not able to solve the 100% of that. Else I would have solved that. I didn't get the mistake where I was doing. The other question in the third section, I was not able to solve. It was based on graphs. The difficulty level was high for that. The problem what I was talking about, it was an application of the knapsack problem, optimization problem it was. And next thing was a simple. The next section was a little bit simple than the previous section. I thought that this section was only like very difficult. I thought I was not able, I won't be able to do the next round, next session. But the second section has a problem which was already there in the Quant Masters portal. Maximum substrings in a palindrome, longest substring in a palindrome. It was like explained by Shashank in that competitive programming portal. That question was asked. A little bit twisted
question
one.
Was asked. Whatever
a
was
little bit twisted, but the concept is, if you know that concept, you can easily solve that. So that question I have solved completely. Next was SQL. We had two SQL questions based on SQL. The questions were intermediate only, but I didn't have practice on SQL, so I was not able to solve both of the questions. So I didn't like, I have done SQL in the second year. That's what I didn't do later, because I got selected for other company, so they didn't want. It was a cloud engineer profile. From past 1 month, I was working as a trainee there, so I didn't get opportunity to revise all the concepts, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
That was the round. So I thought I won't be get selected because I have solved only two questions. That is, one is complete and other one is partial. So here comes the catch, is where these guys will be selecting people based on the role. The cutoff is based on role, not on your coding question or how many MCQs you have solved. It will be based on role. So my role was advanced Java developer. In whole India, they will get marks of all the advanced Java developers and shortlist some of the people, shortlist the top people. So that's what they'll be doing. There was so much competition for data science role, where students who have solved 3 complete programming questions with 100% test cases solved were also were not eligible for even Elevate also.
Why?
Because the competition for data science was very high, so people from IITs and all were writing that, and like complete, like there were people who have solved like complete all the questions in all the 3 sections completely. So the competition was high. So based on the profile, you will get the cutoff.
Okay. This is quite new. I mean, based on what you select, yeah, competition is based on that role. Okay.
Yes, it is. Competition is completely based on what you select.
So talking about the first section, you had programming round. How was the level of questions in programming round? 15 questions, which you mentioned.
15 questions. Programming MCQ questions, sir. It was basic on OOPs and all. OOPs and basics of Java. The level was medium to hard. It was manageable. If you know the concepts, you can easily do it.
Easily solve it. And the second section you spoke about was?
HTML, CSS, basics of web programming and SQL. SQL, they asked about joins and all. HTML, CSS, they have given us code snippets and tell what will be the output of this. What colors will be displayed. They ask like that. Questions are like that.
Okay, so even though first section you performed well programming, HTML, were you able to perform well?
Yes, sir. But the second section was also easy.
Second section also you performed. Third section also you performed well.
Yes, sir.
Fourth section you couldn't perform. That is section, one more coding.
Fourth section I have performed, but the section I didn't perform anything.
Okay.
I have completely left that.
Okay, so though that is what. So though you were not able to perform in few sections, still you got selected.
Yeah.
So one thing which we would like to tell students is it's not necessary that you perform really well in all the sections. Okay. 3 to 4 sections you perform well out of 5. Your chance of getting selected will be more.
Yes.
Right. And third section, was it 3 programs?
2 programs each. 2 programs each for all the 3 sections. All the remaining 3 sections, we had 2 programs. 2, in the sense, 1 SQL thing.
Okay, fine. So this was quite tough for you. I mean, when you finished the paper, I think your hopes would have been a bit less after you.
I had no hope. Like my training was going on. I was busy in the other training. That's what I have never thought I'll be selected. I thought I might get selected for Elevate, which is a less package than what I currently have. So I was not preparing anything. I thought I won't get selected.
Okay. So when the results came, how were you?
When results came, I took it serious from that time. So from then I started preparing everything, and I was happy. So I thought I will be getting it, but I didn't know when I'm going to have interview. So every day from morning 8 o'clock to evening 5, I had my training. So I can't study at that time. And so many people were having interviews like 2 to 3 days only gap was there. So I should complete my whole SQL thing. So I was very nervous. I thought I won't be getting it. Later that interview got postponed. So I got so much time.
Obviously, man. I mean, we are working also. On top of that, you are studying also. while many had the advantage of, they are not working or doing internship, entire day they are studying, they get entire day to study. But though you were working so for such a long time, still you had this dedication and motivation that, I have to prepare for the interview for GenC next. And I think God was like, when you are so dedicated, let me help you a bit. And he postponed your interview.
Yes, sir. And there were technical glitches in the first skill-based assessment what we had. So some people had to take a retest of all the things. So they postponed it for everyone. So they have conducted interviews for everyone after some time, after 30.
Okay. So did you again take up the first round,
no,
second
sir.
round?
No, sir. Retest is only for who are not able to do it on that day.
Okay. Fine. So good that your interview got postponed. Technical interview got postponed.
Before telling that, okay, I need to add to this. So the metal platform was very slow. I was not able to log into that for 1 hour. The exam was at 6 p.m. Till 7 p.m. it was loading only. So I thought of leaving it. I completely lost patience. I thought of closing it and going, because I had the same package range. I had another offer. So I didn't want to try, but after some 10 minutes, somehow it came. So I started giving exams. So I was a little bit frustrated. So I didn't perform very much well in the programming because of that. That was also there. Because the exam was 3 hours.
Okay. So you started at 7 o'clock then?
Yeah, I started at 7 o'clock.
What was the exam timing?
It was 3 hours, and the first two.
You can take any of the 3 hours, 7 to 10, 6 to 9.
No, sir. They have given it from 6 o'clock only, but the portal was not working properly. That metal platform was not working properly. So it was in the loading screen only for the whole time.
Okay. So you took it from 7 to 10?
Yeah, I took it from 7 to 10.
Okay. So you didn't lose at 1 hour, which got, loaded in.
Exam didn't start at that.
Didn't start. That's the best part. Okay. So fine. So then now coming to the technical part, before you enter technical part, how did you prepare technical part?
Yes, sir. This is a very interesting part. What I wanted to tell. So as I have already mentioned, I had very less time to prepare, and I was not sure about the interview dates because some of my friends were having interview right after the day results were announced. The results were announced right after the day they had the interview, and all of them were from Java profile. So they were hiring. Cognizant has more hiring for Java profile. So the hiring for Java is more. So they are hiring from beginning only from 20th. I got my result on 19th. From 20 itself, so many people had started interviews. So I started. So first I thought I should start from SQL because I was weak in that. Not weak, but I was not prepared for that from so many years. So I went to the Quant Masters portal. I have done all the 10 videos. I think 10 videos were there of Shashank sir explaining TVMS concepts. So I completed that 10 in 2 days. I took 2 nights. Those 2 nights I have completed all that.
Wow. I mean, almost like how many hours? I think it was
10 hours. 10
hours you finished in 2 days.
I have finished it in 2 days.
Though you were working 9 to 5, you were working.
Yeah,
still you finished.
Only in the night I did. That's all.
Great.
After that, I went to HackerRank, and when I got some 3 stars. So I was watching this video. I was not practicing any stuff. So I went to HackerRank and got that 3-star certification from the HackerRank for SQL. To make sure that I'm clear. If the interviewer gives some query, I should clear it. So I wanted to be confident on that. So I have done that. So after that, I have utilized another resource, W3 Schools, you might be knowing it. They have this SQL thing. It has activities assignments where you can finish all. You can get to know the syntax of SQL commands, all the SQL commands, joins, everything. So I have completed that. So in 3 to 4 days, roughly 4 days, I was okay with SQL. I thought next I will be getting an interview soon. So I started preparing for the data structures. Data structures, I started preparing complete implementation of all the data structures. From stack, queue, linked list, doubly linked list, trees, everything I have prepared for that. And then a day before the interview, I got to know that I have interview on 30. On 29th, I prepared for basic Java concept and all. I have revised everything. That was my preparation strategy. But I have prepared algorithms in between, like the basics of algorithm.
Okay. Great. So I think you work on SQL, you work on DSAs, you work on all these technologies which you mentioned, Java. Okay, so I think this is more than enough for the interview. In the interview, no technical, I think everything goes around your resume which you
Everything
prepare
was around. To be honest, they didn't ask anything from this. It was like
from the
complete waste
resume.
of time. Not from the resume, not from all this SQL. They didn't
Okay,
touch more on
we'll
that.
talk about it. We'll talk
Yeah,
about the technical round. Okay,
yeah.
so now please tell us about the technical round right from the first question which they
Yes, sir.
asked.
Technical round. My technical round was on August 30th. It was scheduled at 12 p.m. The platform was Superset. We should log into that platform. We will be getting a link over there. Call from the interviewer. You will be connected to the interviewer panel. After that, in some 10 minutes, you will be getting the interview link. You can join that. So that interview link is also completely Superset. It is custom for them. Talking about the platform, they have a compiler inbuilt into the interview thing. They have a video thing and they have note, everything they have inbuilt into that. So the interviewer came very late. He came at 1 o'clock. My interview was 12 o'clock. Interviewer joined at 1 o'clock. The first question, he was apologized that he was late. So he told that so many interviews he's taking on that day. So he asked me, tell me about yourself. I have explained about all my projects, like brief introduction of what technologies I have worked on, where I am studying, what my interests are. These I have explained him. Okay, then he was like, okay, then with which concept do you want to start the interview? You have mentioned so many skills in your resume. You only tell which concept you are good at. We'll start with that one.
Hitting you in your own field. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Then I said, sir, I'm confident about my resume. You can ask anything from my resume.
Okay, you are giving him a choice. He gave you a choice. So now you're like, you ask me anything out of my resume. Good man. Good. This shows how much confidence you have. Good. Huh?
Then he told, okay, can we start with Java? He told,
huh.
Yes, sir, I'm sure. Sure, sir, we can start with Java. He told that, okay, Java, we had a hello world program onto the compiler by default. So he told me to explain the complete hello world program on every part, every keyword, everything what is there in that compiler. I need to explain him in detail. So I have explained him in detail about all the things, class, why you should have name, complete thing in Java we had. I explained him about the string args, the command line arguments, everything I have explained him. After that, he asked why is Java popular? What are the main features of Java? He asked me that. So I told him about the OOPS concepts, and it has the code flexibility. We can run on many platforms. I have mentioned everything about Java. So then he asked me to explain about inheritance in Java. So I have mentioned, I have explained him about all the inheritance. The next question, what I have expected only, he asked me about interfaces. So I told him about interfaces.
How did you expect that he'll ask on interface?
So inheritance in Java, we have the multiple inheritance in Java is like not possible. Regularly, the question will be why it is not possible and why we should use interfaces for that. I didn't tell that, but he has asked that interface. What is interface? So next he asked about abstraction, what are packages in Java, like all the concepts, like almost he touched like almost whatever I know in Java, he asked everything. Theory, full theory he asked. He didn't ask any code up to that point. So then he asked about okay, what else are you preparing? So I have told that in my training, which I am currently going on in a company, I was working as a cloud engineer. So I have mentioned I'm working on cloud computing. So he asked me from where are you like studying, or you self preparing, or is it college project or something? So I didn't want to mention I have already have a job. I told him that I had interest in cloud computing, so I'm preparing. I didn't reveal that I already have an offer. So then he told, okay, fine. He asked me like basic cloud computing. What are you learning in that? He asked me about Azure. He asked me that question. Then he again came to Java. He asked about JDBC. What is Java database connectivity? So my role was advanced Java developer. So he asked only one question based on the role. That's all. It is JDBC, Java database connectivity, how it is done. That's all. He didn't ask any code. He asked that. After that, he started to ask about collection framework, why your data structures used, and he has given try, catch, and finally. So he has told that he has given a scenario. You have a try block. In the try, catch, and finally block, what will happen if there is no error? If there is error, will finally be executed. If you have error also, if you don't have error also, will the finally be executed? Why is this exception handling used? He asked me all of this. So I have told him all of this. Then he told, okay, we will do a coding. So I was like, okay, he should give me some big data success problem. I should be ready to solve that. So he told to share the screen. So the compiler was there. I have shared the screen. He told, okay, your name is Vamsi. You should reverse your name in Java. That's all he told. So I asked him, sir, should I store in some variable? Should I take the input from user? I asked him the basic question. It was very easy. So I asked him. He told, okay, nothing. You can initialize your name directly. You can reverse it. That's all. So I have done it in like less than 30 seconds. I have done it using for loop. I have run the code. It worked. I thought I was expecting next another question. He told, okay, I'll share your screen. It's fine. Only one coding question. What it asked? That was very easy question. It was reversing a string. That's all. Then he asked about project. Then he came to project. Like what project you have done. I had 3 projects in my resume. He asked me, tell me about one project in detail. What technologies you have used. What are the difficulties you have faced. What are the concepts you have learned from that. So I have explained about one of my project in details for about 10 minutes. Then he asked about, he came to SQL. So he asked why is SQL used? Why is DBMS used? Why do we need DBMS? Why was it invented? So I went how file systems were working. I was telling how file systems work, how SQL works. And I have also explained about NoSQL databases like MongoDB, FileStore, how these work. Why are these preferred in these days than the other things? So one of my project was on IoT. So IoT, if we use this JSON, this REST API for creating a REST API, JSON files would be better option than using a SQL database. I have explained him all about that. Then he asked me about basic joins and ACID properties of DBMS, all the basic stuff he asked. Then after this, he asked me a scenario-based question. You were given a technology and a project to be done in some 2 hours. You don't have any mentor or your manager with you. You have no resource available. How will you tackle that? How will you finish that? So I said, we have internet. So I asked him, will I have access to internet? He told, yeah, you can have access to internet. So I told him, I will first analyze the problem, what you have given. I will have an architecture of what is going on and how it is working. I will go to the discussion panels like Stack Overflow and GitHub and things. I will see how others have implemented a similar kind of problem. So then I will take that into consideration, and according to the need of the client or the project, what we are doing, based on that, I will use that what they have mentioned. I will take use of the internet. Okay, fine. He told, okay, fine. Then that was almost the interview was over. He told me HR was not available. Like for all my previous friends who have given the GenC next interview, they had HR interview. If they performed better, if they performed well, they had a HR interview. So he told that HR is not available as of now. Today HRs are busy. You will be notified about any HR round if it is there. You can leave the portal. You can leave the Superset platform now. And he asked me, do you have any questions to ask? So I told him the question you told to ask, like what do you expect from a fresher before joining to MNC? I asked him that. He told that we want people who has idea on all the technologies and good at problem solving, so that they can learn any technology which can be given to them. So he told this. I told, okay, so thank you. That's all I have done. Like I didn't have an HR round on that day. After that, after some 2 to 3 days, I got to know that there is a HR round for me on September 4th. September 4th, I had a HR interview. HR interview was scheduled at 3 o'clock on September 4th.
But before we get into the HR interview, tell me one thing, this technical round, what was the duration of the technical round?
It was around 50 minutes.
50 minutes. 50 minutes. 50 is quite a good time. I mean, very less companies have more than 30 minutes.
Yeah. The scheduled time was for 1.5 hours, but maximum for everyone they took around 50 to 40 minutes. That's all.
40 to
based on performance. Like if you don't perform well, they'll take you, like they will remove you at 20 minutes. So many people gave a 20 minutes interview.
So I think seeing the duration of your interview, you'll get to know which package you will be getting, which role will you be getting into. So if you're giving for more than 30 to 40 minutes, it means that, you know, they are considering you for GenC next. Or else why would they waste time on a student?
Yes.
Okay, superb. So then after 2-3 days you had HR. Please continue.
HR round. I thought HR round will be some puzzles they'll be giving, but it was nothing like that. There was no tell me about yourself question also. The HR came and she introduced about herself, what she is doing at Cognizant. She told that she came today to verify all the documents. Like they we were told to keep our 10th mark list, inter mark list, PAN card, Aadhaar card, everything to be a scanned copy of that to be kept ready. So she has seen all that things. She have noted down my Aadhaar card number, PAN card number, and she has taken screenshot of my 10th mark list, I guess. So after that, she asked me about do you know any foreign languages? It was very common question for everyone. It was the same question. Do you know any foreign languages? Do you have passport? And are you willing to take up 6 month internship to be provided in your exam? Will your college accept that? She asked me these questions. Then she told your results will be informed to your TPO. So you can leave the platform. That's all she told. It was for 5 to 10 minutes. That's all.
Not more than that. And it was quite chill also. It was not that.
It was.
Okay. Now I want to know, Vamsi, that which date was your first round? Resume screening round which happened. Which day was your
screening? Okay. Resume screening.
One second, I'll finish. So resume screening. After that, which day was your assessment? Which day was your interview, and which day was your HR?
Yes, sir. Resume screening. It was, I don't know exact date. Resumes of the resume screening. We have applied in, I think, July 22nd or something. We have applied. By August 10th, our resume screening was done, and 270 people got selected. I had my first round of skill-based assessment on August 14th. I got result on August 19th. Next, I had my technical interview on August 30th. After 30, I had my HR interview on 4th of September. Today, 9th of September, I got it.
So which means you apply in July you applied on July 22nd and you got the result on 9th of September.
Yeah.
Okay. So which means basically 1.5 months it takes for the entire process to happen. Okay. So 270 people, just making the stats clear to students, 270 students, resumes were shortlisted. Out of 270, 100 people were shortlisted for Elevate, and 30 people were shortlisted for GenC. And out of 100 people for Elevate, how many got finally shortlisted out of these 100?
Sir, it is currently going on. And these still going on. Elevate for other people.
The number of people are more. So it is still happening. Okay, so in this 30, 15 people got selected for the next round of GenC and 10 people got for Elevate. And 5 people were rejected.
5 people were rejected.
In the technical round. Now, what happened to these 10 people of Elevate? Were everybody selected for Elevate profile?
Everyone was selected for Elevate.
Because as you mentioned that in HR, there is almost 0% rejections which happen.
There is 0%. Only the technical round rejection happens. Okay. So I have seen like how the interviewer panel has. It has 5 options. One is reject completely from Cognizant. One is on hold. I think 4 options on hold and select and that's all. Select, reject, on hold, and we have another option. Something we can select that. I got screenshot from Telegram. Someone has shared.
Okay.
Superset we have that.
Okay. So, thank you for sharing your experience, Vamsi. I'm sure that many students know who are preparing right now for GenC next off campus, or if it comes on campus, or if it comes next year. Next year, students. That is in 2022. This experience will give a lot of clarity to students. Okay, because very less videos are there on the internet, on the YouTube, where people have given GenC next. The problem here, what happened, even our channel has got a lot of comments saying that we are buying students, we are giving them money, buying students, and then taking their interview experiences. Okay, so what about you? Are a proper student of Quant Master? Am I right, Vamsi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
I was from batch 16.
See, even I do not remember which batch he remembers. He's from batch number 16. Okay, at Quant Masters, we do not entertain fake reviews. All are our students itself who get selected through our institute itself. Okay, so please do not be, sir, so many students come, so many people get selected. Yes, so many people get selected. It's a matter of pride. Okay, how do they get selected? Even that is because of their hard work, they get selected. But yeah, there are many. In fact, every day we keep posting in our WhatsApp status about students getting selected. Now, again, along with you, there was one more student from Jain College, Belgaum, who got selected and for Elevate profile.
Yes, sir. Okay. I think other girl from our 16th batch also got selected for Elevate.
Yeah. Yeah. So many students get selected. Every day, 3 to 4 students minimum leave me a message saying that, sir, we got selected in this. Okay. So please do not doubt the channel. All are genuine people. Our students who get selected, you can completely rely on his interview. And I have not told him anything. And I have not even told him to promote. I have not asked him to tell about Quant Masters. Clear. So this interview is basically for you to get an idea about how the interview process happens at GenC Next. So Vamsi, thank you once again. And any tips that you would like to give all the people watching your video?
I would like to say that you should concentrate more on your technical. So like if you are aiming for a higher package, some companies are not asking for Quant now. So it is bad for sir, but it's happening. So many people didn't ask. So my other company, what I got selected also didn't ask for Quant. But you should be having a simple, for getting a basic package, you should have the basic package, then you can go for other higher packages. So you should work on Quant. Quant is mandatory. You can work on it. But for coming to technical skills, you should be clear with your basics. Like no one will ask you a big data structures implementation or a lead code problem, but you should be clear with your basics. If it comes to data structures also, you should be clear with the implementation of every data structure possible. That is more than enough.
And whatever resources that you found on our portal, was it helpful?
With yes, respect to
aptitude, you forget. As you told, aptitude we didn't have in both. Forget aptitude. I'm talking about technical with it. And you told that one question from competitive programming came in your
yes, sir. It was in the portal.
Correct. So I really appreciate that you have gone through the competitive programming section and you have solved it, and that has actually helped you today.
Yes.
So all our students who are there watching this video, please do watch the portal. Each and every program is important. You never know which program out of the portal will come in the exam, right? So how did you feel, Vamsi, when you saw the almost the same question in the exam? How did you feel?
So I felt very happy. I solved it easily. So I was stuck in the previous problem. So I thought I might not solve the other problem. So with that question, I was happy and solved.
Super, Vamsi. So how was your experience at Quant Masters? I know that you're from batch 16. Batch 16 means, if I'm not wrong, you joined us in March.
Yeah, March 13th.
Yeah, March 13th of March. So how was your experience at Quant Masters, Vamsi?
Sir, it was very great experience. So every day I am waking up so early because of the class. So now also I'm waking up so early.
It was you're waking up at 6?
Yeah, not 6, 7. Like 7 usually I used to wake up at 9 or 10. So now it is better.
7
now it is better. Okay. 7. I'm waking up at 7.
Okay.
So the aptitude concepts were, and I didn't have any knowledge on aptitude before. So our placement department was not placement department. Our training company was not that good in our college. So I didn't perform well in the aptitude. I didn't perform well. Before getting into these companies, I got rejected for many companies before, which came in July and all. So there were aptitude rounds. So then I have joined Quant.
You got rejected.
So Josh Technologies came to our college. That I got rejected, and I don't remember exactly the name.
What was the package, Josh Technologies?
It was 4 LPA, 4.5.
Okay. So now, are you happy that do you feel grateful that I got rejected? That is why I got a chance in this.
Yeah.
Correct. So many students, Vamsi, they tell that, sir. Many students, okay, even now I'm getting a student call. Okay, they are like, sir, we get rejected in this company. My hopes are going down. I'm losing motivation. I feel so helpless at times. Correct. So this is what I tell students. You getting rejected in one company might be that you might get selected in a better company with a better package.
Yes.
Am I right? So yes. if you had got selected in the company which you got rejected, okay, I think in this company, would you have worked so hard with so much dedication? Never know. Right? If you had already got selected over there, but getting rejected over there, I think that is when you were quite pumped up to study more and more. Yeah. So whatever happens for a reason, and it depends on us. When something happens, how do we take it? Do we take it in a positive way, or do we take it in a negative way and be hopeless? So do not feel helpless and all, like how Vamsi, he got rejected initially, 3.54 lakh LPA packages, but he did not give up. He worked really hard. Aptitude was the section where you were getting rejected.
Yeah.
So to improve aptitude, he joined us. Okay, but again, entire efforts is his. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when he got rejected, no, he did not feel helpless, he did not complain, he did not cry. What he did is he got up and he started working hard on every section which he was weak at. And today, God is trying to tell him that, tell me what next you want in life. Okay, now that you have got this, and even he's got selected in another product-based company. Am I right,
Yes,
Vamsi?
yes. I
Okay,
got into two product based. Before
so
that, I
he,
got a less package.
yeah,
That
yeah. So he got rejected in service-based companies, and now he has two product-based companies. Okay, so whenever you put your 100%, people, you get selected, well and good. You put your 100%, you don't get selected, even better. You deserve a better company. That company does not deserve you. Okay, so have this thing in your mind. Do not let yourself down and keep working hard every day, because you earn the offer letter during your preparation. You only take it after the interview. Am I right, Vamsi?
yes, yes.
Okay, super. So thank you so much for your time. I mean, today you got selected and you decided to give the interview experience today. Really nice of you, noble, humble of you. I'm sure that this video will help, and anybody who watches this video and helps them to get placed somewhere, we are placing their entire family, right? The entire family will be benefited out of it. So thank you once again, Vamsi. We wish you all the best, and we are really happy to see you touch greater heights in life. I wish you again leave me a text saying that, sir, I got selected in Amazon, I got selected in Microsoft. I would like you to. We are even in the notes section, Vamsi. We have included level 2 of competitive programming.
Yes,
Please do check. Okay, in the notes section in our app and website, whatever you checked in portal, that was level 1 of competitive programming. We have now included level 2. Please work on that. It'll help you. Okay, and we have even put entire course on operating systems recently. Last week we had put 10 hours
yes,
course
sir.
on operating systems, and we are coming up with even more. Okay, so all the best. I hope to receive more and more messages from you regarding more and more product based company. You break this record, no? I mean, every college or many of my students, they dream of getting placed in one product based company, and you've already broken the record of getting placed into. Give me another good news
Okay,
very soon. Okay, so I wish you all the best. My prayers are with you. Okay, take care of yourselves, and thank you once again for your time, Vamsi. At this time, it is already 10:10, 10:10 at night. So thank you once again.
you're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, so this was Vamsi, our student, batch number 16, Reva University Computer Science Department, who got selected in Cognizant GenC next with a package of 6.75 LPA. Okay, so moral of the story is very simple. When you keep working hard every day, one day you will definitely get placed for sure. Okay, so with this, I wish you all the best. Take good care of yourselves and keep smiling, people. Prepare well. Bye bye.